Ahoy, my friends, and welcome back to Storytime with Doc. And tonight, we will be doing part 3 of Captain Blownaparte and the Golden Skeleton by Helga Hopkins and David Benham. So hopefully you've caught the last 2 weeks with both part 1 and 2, and you'll join us again next week for part 4, the final episode. But this week, let's begin. What do you say? Part 3, Dodgy the Octopus. Captain Blownaparte and his crew were having a well-earned rest after their last adventure with the sea serpent. The captain was polishing gold coins, his absolute favorite hobby. Sproogie, the captain's little nephew, was on deck playing football with the ship's crew. Prosper, the clever parrot, and the golden skeleton were discussing where they could find the rest of the skeleton's bones. Suddenly, they were interrupted by Pirate Tidy, who'd been out doing some shopping. Wonder what he got from the market. You'll never guess what I've seen, he puffed, completely out of breath. Captain Purplebeard and his crew have just turned up in the Pirate's Tavern. Captain Purplebeard, as we all know, is Captain Blonaparte's arch enemy, and they fought many battles against each other in the past. And that's not all, sputtered Pirate Tidy. Purplebeard is wearing a necklace made from golden bones. What? Screeched the golden skeleton. Those bones belong to me. I guess the golden skeleton is a little upset. Well, he's not going to give them up willingly, sighed Captain Blownaparte. Okay, so how's this for a plan? Said Swift Sepp. Let's make a huge stink bomb from my smelliest Swiss cheese. Sproogie can smuggle it into the tavern, and in seconds all the pirates will pass out from the cheese fumes, and we can grab the golden bones. Sounds like a good idea. Hold on. I don't want to pass out in the Pirate's Tavern, grumbled Sproogie. You won't need to, said Sepp. You'll only be carrying the wrapped up cheese into the tavern, and Turn Up the Wrap will unwrap it. The fumes won't affect him at all. Rats love smelly cheese. So Sepp prepared the smelliest cheese he's ever made in his life, and wrapped it up in a neat parcel. He made that. It's good to be able to be creative. Sproogie, Captain Blownaparte, and Turnip made their way to the Pirate's Tavern, with the captain being the only one brave enough to carry the cheese. Both Sproogie and the captain wore pegs on their nose to make sure the awful smell wouldn't affect them. What an absolutely cute little town. I would definitely love to live someplace like that. When they reached the tavern, they peeped through the window and saw the place was full of the nastiest pirates they'd ever seen. And the nastiest of them all, Captain Purplebeard, was sitting right in the middle of the tavern, surrounded by his extremely nasty crew. Sproogie took the cheese from the captain and sneaked into the tavern with Turnip. He quickly hid the cheese under Captain Purplebeard's table and rushed out again. It looks like they're all causing such a ruckus, being so unfriendly and unkind. Definitely not the pirates I would want to hang out with. So it was Turnip's turn. The fearless rat unwrapped the cheese and released the deadly fumes. Within moments, all the pirates passed out and instantly fell into a deep, cheesy coma. Turnip scampered onto the table and lifted up Captain Purplebeard's eyelid to make sure he was well and truly asleep. Then a thumbs up from Turnip signaled the waiting captain into the tavern to unravel the golden bones from Captain Purplebeard's neck. Aye, that looks like it worked. That was an easy adventure. The Golden Skeleton was highly delighted to have his long-lost backbones back in place. In the meantime, Prosper, the clever parrot, had discovered the whereabouts of the skeleton's other arm bones. It seems that Dodgy, the legendary card-playing octopus, was using the arm to rake up his winnings. "Oh dear," rumbled Alfredo. "We'll have no chance. Dodgy always wins because he cheats, but nobody knows how he does it." "I know," said Prosper proudly. "He mixes the cards so quickly with his tentacles, no one can see him hiding the winning cards in his hatband." Leave it to that smart Prosper. "I've got an interesting idea," giggled Turnip. "My rat friends could pinch the good cards from Dodgy's hatband and exchange them for losing cards. My special friends Spike and Woody would be good. I don't have the figure for those kind of gymnastics." So they decided that Pedro would gamble with Dodgy, and the rats would swap the cards to make sure Pedro would win. Sounds like a plan. Soon, Pedro was sitting opposite Dodgy, waiting for the game to start. But Dodgy was very suspicious of Pedro and his friends. "Oh, my dear, he's going to notice the rats at this rate," worried Captain Blownaparte. What can they do? "We'll have to turn his attention to something else," said a steely-eyed Prosper. "Dodgy adores fish cocktails, so we'll send Sproogie to make some up at the table." "What are fish cocktails made up with?" asked Sproogies. "Fish innards and fishtails, gently stirred in ginger beer, topped with a generous dollop of hot mustard," said Prosper. Sproogies' face turned green, but he bravely put the peg on his nose again and grumbled quietly, "I get all the smelly jobs, me." Oh no, I don't think Sproogies very happy with having to make the fish cocktails. Dodgy started to mix the cards. He did it so fast you could barely see them. And all the while, one of his tentacles was stuffing the winning cards into his hatband. But just as swiftly, Spike and Woody grabbed the winning cards and exchanged them with Pedro's losing cards, and Dodgy didn't notice a thing. Aye, those rats. They were on top of it. What a great idea. Then, when Pedro won the game, Dodgy angrily bellowed that he must be a cheat. Ha ha! It takes one to know one, gurgled Captain Blownaparte, as he grabbed the golden arm and raked all the winnings towards Pedro. Ha ha! They've won the arm. Dodgy huffed and took off in a cloud of dark blue ink. His hat, with some leftover playing cards still stuck in the hat band, gently floated after him. That proved he was cheating. Back on the ship, the Golden Skeleton couldn't believe his luck when he got his second arm back. The only thing I'm missing now are the golden legs, said Sproogie. But I hope our next adventure is going to be a lot less smelly. Everybody collapsed laughing as they tucked into an extra-large dinner. But on this occasion, cheese was not on the menu. What a fabulous way to end the story and all of our friends. But I believe they still have the legs to get to. So hopefully you will join me again next week here and we can go over part 4, the conclusion, and we'll see what happens. So until then, be well and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.